Ryan talk random things in Chiefs football. They want you to like them on social media and real life, but more importantly on social media. Trenton and Ryan. It's a Trenton and Ryan. It's a Trenton and Ryan. The Trenton and Ryan Show. The Trenton and Ryan Show. Watch out! All right, what's up, dude?
Dude, how you doing?
Good, man. Can't complain. Life is good. I don't know. Chiefs 3-1, man. It's kind of a
Let's do it.
crazy week.
How's that?
What for the Chiefs? How do you think so? Like, it was just the fact is that they beat the Jets. Everybody complained about the officials, and then it was a big Swifty extravaganza that night, and on NBC Sunday Night Football, and then we have the Jets quarterback who made an appearance at the game. Talk about Travis Kelce. To pick a vaccine fight, I think, with Travis Kelce, and then we have Kelce responding. So yeah, it was a fun week, and then we have everybody, of course, in the Chiefs universe. Some of them that may have their own media channels overreacting to the Chiefs receiving core and complaining about that, and then. I don't know if you saw Patrick Mahomes' press conference, but Patrick Mahomes, Soren Petro, 8'10", just the buffoon and kind of an arrogant buffoon, asked Patrick, and he thought this was a good question to ask. He was like, Patrick, when you slid down at the end to end the game, the spread was 10 points. So did anybody any of your betting friends call you on that and ask you about that and say something to you about that? And Patrick was like, no. Anybody who has my number knows not to call me on stuff like that because, like, that's the integrity of the game issue. Like, I don't know why, Petro. I don't know why you would ask that. I know you think that you're smart, but come on, man, be better, dude.
Yeah.
Be better, and you and your arrogant sidekick and your
Wow, Ryan, that was a lot of stuff. I guess I did forget about all that. But yeah, man, I think that Petro is just at least trying to make an attempt to, throw some questions Mahomes' way that he's probably not used to getting. But I don't know that world.
Question. What did he expect Mahomes to say?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't think he's trying to make him slip up, but yeah, I know for me,
from a stupid question.
It was a stupid question, but I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Just keep him guessing. Just give him something that they weren't used to.
Who else? And then they keep on asking Andy about the KC media with the Chiefs are terrible. Like whenever those press conference, they're terrible. Like they ask Andy Reid about the receivers and if he is going to add any new receivers, which the Chiefs already have, 7? But they're not going to add. Who are they going to add that would be benefit? They're not going to go get Justin Jefferson. They're not going to bring back Tyreek Hill, and we'll get to him too. But yeah, I don't know. They asked Andy Reid, like, hey, are you planning on getting any new receivers? And he's like, no, I'm fine. Next question. Like, it's just it's irritating. Like, it's got to be irritating to them because they're the narrative that they kind of, the Chiefs media, they kind of want to borrow sports media here in Kansas City. They kind of want to borrow trouble, it seems like.
Yeah, I get the need for concern, and I don't know how much of it is genuine because it is still so early in the season, and it's going to be a completely different team.
It is early in the season.
December.
And you know what?
I'm not worried. They're not worried, and they're still figuring it out. They haven't figured out their identities yet, and they haven't even released the good stuff yet. Like, none of these are division opponents. Why would you show your cards?
Not at all. Right.
It's a chess game.
And if the season ended today, you know who would be the number 1 seed?
The Chiefs,
The Chiefs. Not the Bills, who are the media.
not the Broncos.
Definitely not the Broncos, but the Bills, who the media is crowning champions once again in September, saying they're the best team in football. Oh, cool. Of course, Josh Allen's, they're going to play well against the Raiders in Buffalo
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Miami.
and they've been playing like nothing but like D12
What's that?
colleges. They've been playing nothing but like D12 college
They've been playing
teams,
D12
right?
defenses. That's
Oh,
who they've
okay.
been playing. They've been playing garbage
Yeah,
defenses. So
and they haven't been playing the Chiefs.
no,
They've been playing the Ravens.
the one
Did they
team
play
that
the
they
Ravens?
played, the one team that they played that had a legit defense was the Jets at home on Monday night. In the
And the
season
Jets beat them.
and the Jets beat them with
Yeah.
Zach Wilson playing like garbage. So yeah.
Wow.
So, but the Chiefs beat the Jets.
Yeah, let's talk about that game.
Yeah.
That was something.
Oh, it was the roller coaster, wasn't it?
Man, I missed like the first part of it because I was getting my boy down because it was a late game that Sunday. But I caught it, the glory golden hours of the first quarter when they were looking smooth like a
17.
Corvette at a car show. And then they looked like a Corvette at the junkyard after halftime.
You know what happened there?
The flipping defense saved them, and the run game won the game.
So,
of all things, too.
Right. The game-changing play was not made. Well, I guess we could say it was made by a Jet. I don't know. It was made by the official. And it wasn't what the Jets think it was. The game. It was the penalty, the safety that caught, because the Chiefs were up 17-0. Mahomes threw a pass, and of course Juju dropped it. Which I was like, come on, guys, you got to make a catch.
Juju?
Yeah, Juju dropped the football, and then the officials called the safety on the Chiefs because they said he held the face mask. Juwan Taylor held the face mask in the end zone.
Yeah,
and so that
not
was
good.
And then obviously that it started to spiral out from there, and it just became a mess.
Yeah,
tying the game.
It did. I think the thing about it too was it's all about momentum. So the momentum was on the Jets; they had it going for them, but the defense played just good enough to where they give them that false sense of security that hey, everything's going to work out. We got this. But it's a long game, and you can't make any mistakes. Andy Reid says all the time, margin of error is like that. And so, they finally crank it up to 11 whenever it gets to the fourth quarter. Like, okay, we're really going to actually play, guys. Just chill out. We're going to win it. And then the Chiefs show up. Zach Wilson, fumbles the snap, and then there's 7 minutes left. The Chiefs are just coasting like a Corvette on the West Coast.
That was a mess too, as far as the officiating. That 7-minute drive, because the officials, man, they regardless of what you think, they don't need to dictate that much of the game. Like if it's, I mean, and this is where they need to be fair, both. I mean, throughout, because the officials on every third down, it was a penalty, whether it's on the Jets or the Chiefs. And it's like, okay, let's not have penalties decide this game. And I know Jets fans are complaining about the penalty with the holding and, whatever. But there was penalties that the Chiefs had that was called on the Chiefs that was very controversial. The reason it got to the third down at the end of that game where there was that penalty on the Jets was because there was a penalty before that on Trey Smith that was goofy. So yeah, spare me that. But you don't want to see a flag fest going into the last 5 minutes of a game.
Yeah, the officials officially suck.
Well, I'm like, yeah, but that's that's true. They do. They were really bad that game for the Chiefs. I mean,
how bad were they?
For both teams, actually. There was
they were
bad calls both sides. Like, I mean, there was weird ticky-tack calls both sides. I just was like, they don't need to be that big of a part of the game. And so, but at the same time, can't commit a penalty. And
No, I
then
do still feel like that Jawan Taylor's getting the short end of the stick. I think they're intentionally finding things for him to mess up
probably,
on.
yeah. I mean,
And
it was a face mask though. He did hold them.
yeah, I agree. That was
Wasn't in
uncalled
the
for. I
end
get
zone.
it,
It
pissed off,
wasn't a
but I
safety.
appreciate him not letting him get to Mahomes. So that's kind of cool.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. It wasn't a yeah. It was a goofy game, but you know who I think stood out in that game was Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, dude, let's talk about that guy.
He ran hard and angry. He was so and it's so much, man. I don't want to be like a wet blanket on that, but when I see Isaiah Pacheco run and Jerick McKinnon run, and then I see them give the ball to CEH, I get irrationally mad.
They need to breathe, man.
I
Everyone needs a
know it's
buffer.
true. It's true. They need I understand why they do it, but I'm just like I CEH has no explosive, can't break a tackle, no speed. I don't know. So I get why he's
80,
there. He's there to a body to get tackled for 1.5 yards every play. But
80% of success is showing up, man, and he
that's
has showed up.
no, he didn't show up to the parade.
Homeboy didn't even think they were going to make the flipping Super Bowl run. Nevertheless, win it. But yeah, I know he didn't show up. That was awkward. But, hey, fashion.
Yeah, at a fashion show. So and then yeah, I don't know. So we can talk about this too.
We still talking about Pop?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Oh, we could talk about Pop. Yeah. He
All
was.
right, sorry.
He was like just watching him run, and then like when he started doing push-ups, it's like okay. He had extra mode. He was in his home state of New Jersey playing that game, so he had some extra going on there.
Yeah, he did. Well, he got a lot of help from Trey Smith on that play too, where he got a touchdown and just
Yeah.
that was his longest run that he's ever done. Plus, scored touchdown on his home turf, and I don't know. It gets me emotional like watching it. It's just such a thing of beauty to see over and over again.
Yeah. Trey Smith flattening the guy.
That's
Just
beautiful.
Hilarious. Yeah. It just hit. I don't know. The thing with him is that I just want him to stay healthy because he just runs so hard.
Yeah, I'm really worried about him. I think like even at his like casket, you just want to make like sure that the wrists are tied down,
Right. So
as
he
well as
doesn't
the ankles. Yeah, just like shell
yeah.
shock.
Here we are, like complaining about people borrowing problems, and now we're like, man, Pacheco. God, I'm worried that he's not going to stay healthy, and he's fine.
Rookie. Yeah,
So
it's tough.
yeah, it was fun. It was fun watching that first quarter. I was like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. Right after the Mahomes touchdown to
Noah Gray.
Yeah, Noah Gray. I was gonna say baby Kelce. Noah Gray. And I was like, we got it rolling, and then the officials decided that, hey, we're gonna call this safety. That wasn't a safety, and the game was a game. And then, you know who played well that game? I was impressed with Zach Wilson. You got to give props to Zach Wilson because he played really well under the circumstances. Because those fans went there, I think, to boo him. They went there to boo. They weren't there to cheer for that. They were there to boo.
Yeah,
And
they were. And to see T Swizzle, no kidding. Well, like it's funny you mentioned that because, man, I thought the Chiefs were going to totally play down at the flipping Bears game, but no, they made it super interesting. And so this was the Bears game that we thought it was going to be, where it's like the Chiefs are playing down to the level of their opponent, and then that they let them get the upper hand until the last quarter of the game. Like we've seen this time and time again, and God bless Mahomes, he didn't let it turn into a whatever it is, the upset. But but as a result of that, whether it's scripted or not, because they do play down to the level, and like it's a team sport and it's a very collaborative effort, they make it to where the enemy goes through like an arc, like a character development in the
Jets
game.
went to an arc that game because they were like, boo, boo, yeah, yeah. Oh,
It was a beautiful thing to observe from like a 30,000-foot view, just and none of the fans left early too. They were there till the very end. Like they was like
yeah,
hoping, clinging, but it was almost like 13 seconds, but it was like 13 minutes.
yeah. That 13-minute drive.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, the Chiefs can beat you both ways. One, that's true. It's a good point. They can score in 13 seconds, get a field goal, or they could take up 7.5 minutes on the clock and drain it to win the game. And Mahomes doing this at the end, and it's glorious.
Win in New York.
What were your thoughts going through when Mahomes was throwing his interceptions in the second quarter?
That he was, rushing stuff, but like it sucks. It's part of I don't know, his nature, his tendency. Like I don't really care so much about the interceptions, especially since it's just the Jets. Like let him have those failures, let him get him out of the way early, because when it matters, he's hopefully not making that mistake again.
Yeah, he'll make a play. Yeah, he. I was like, Pat, take this seriously, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on. Like, those people weren't open, and I think he knows. But
Yeah,
it was just like, what are we doing, Patty?
yeah. I know a couple of them, like because the Jets defense was really good. Let's give them that credit again too, because they were getting to him. They were getting to him. He's rushed a couple, and then he was trying to make something happen out of nothing. But he really couldn't scramble like he normally does. Like I think he was trying to be disciplined and stay in the pocket, but just throw it away when you can't make it, man. And he wasn't really doing that.
No, he wasn't. No. Yeah.
But shout out to the defense. The defense did have his back, but yeah, I think it'll be a lot more polished as the season goes on.
Sure. Yeah, defense played well. No concerns. I thought Zach Wilson played his best game of his career. So the Chiefs did. It's really hard to when momentum is not in your favor, you lose that momentum to get it back. And luckily, the Chiefs did that. So I thought that was something that was very positive.
Yep. Harrison Butker's looking great this year. Just drilling that ball.
That's a good point. Nobody's talking about him. Remember last year when that's what we were talking about? It's like, oh, what's up with Butker? No, nobody's talking about him.
He broke his butt crack on the first kickoff of the game.
Yeah.
They had Justin Reed doing the extra points.
Yeah.
Kickoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he wasn't even the same. He had to go through that character arc and, changed him as a person. But yeah, he's been solid so far this year. Knock on wood, wherever there's wood.
Yeah, I got it right here. Right here.
I do my windowsill.
So it's a good point. Special teams has been good this year, and you know why? There was one exception, but he's not.
Yeah.
Richie James isn't playing anymore.
Yeah, he's not dropping passes.
But the guy, Washington, the guy that they got back to return punts, solid. Okay, catch it. Okay.
Yep.
Now, Butker, yeah, field goals, cool. Okay, we're good. Because last year the special teams was a mess at this time. So, good point there, man. What else did you see from that game that stood out to you?
There's one play. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it was one of the touchdowns that the Jets got where I don't know who it was, but one of the linemen's helmet got ripped off, and Justin Reed, the safety, going after I don't know who the guy is, but anyway, he stepped in the helmet and it tripped him up and he fell, but he was just that tick off of coverage with that guy. So I mean, I don't know if it
by the way
could have prevented the touchdown, but he was right there. And
this is a good throw by Zach Wilson too.
Yeah.
How did that guy's helmet come off?
I don't know. I mean, like, because like I don't know. It just happened so fast. I wasn't there, but like, is it like, did it get caught on someone's forearm, or does someone like flip their like wrist or what, or shoulder
I would
from somebody else? I
hands
don't
to the
know.
face that wasn't called by the officials. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh wait, no, they were calling everything that game.
Yeah, they're Mahomes who stole the calls. Huh? Okay. Yeah.
But
So
yeah, that
who's
stood
got
out. The running game, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce's mustache. I don't think everyone's talking enough about that
yeah.
because he said, I think on Pat McAfee talking about like how he just hasn't rocked that style since he's been in the NFL.
I don't
How
think
would
it's
you?
getting enough attention. You know, I think they're too focused on Taylor Swift, but I think that mustache is the whole reason why he wants to settle down. He's such a team player. He's really thinking about the future of his career and podcast and children and legacy. I got it. I got to thank the mustache. And I remember hearing on the Pat McAfee show how he just hadn't rocked that style. He's done everything else from the beard to the sweet looking fades. But I think it's really matured him as an individual. He had to set some people straight, some undisciplined kids back in training camp that wouldn't listen to
Wow.
Papa Trav,
Wow.
but we haven't had any sideline breakouts since.
He did. He had to set them straight. He was like, "Hey, man, don't come at me like that." Uh,
Boy, let me tell
Papa
you
Trav
what.
don't like that. Um, I would give Kelsey's mustache and yeah, probably out of 4 stars, 3.5. If he goes handlebar, maybe 4. But yeah, it's a good look, I think, for old Uncle Travie, as his
Yeah,
nieces call him.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That's cute. I don't know. It's also kind of like an homage to Andy Reid. I like to say that. So
yeah,
it's
old
pretty cool.
Andy Reid, who likes his nuggies. So I give it, and I do think it's a reason that Swift took notice of him.
Yeah,
I
for
do.
sure.
I think that it's you got it. It's the game day fashion when he's walking in, looking like he's a character out of Miami Vice. And two, it's that the mustache and Travis is a jovial guy. He's a good guy. So
Yeah, yeah. He's a man of the people. And he's wanting to step into that next chapter of life the right way. It feels like, and I
mhm.
think the mustache is a big part of that.
The stash is a very big part of that.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have any concerns about the Chiefs receivers?
Um. No, not really. I mean, because
Okay.
like I don't think this is all part of the process. This is all part of the growing pains. They're not doing the best things that they could do. It's all
No.
situational. They're keeping their cards hidden and just trying not to put too much stuff out on tape. So they're utilizing what they can, and they're letting. I wouldn't even say the ones that need the extra reps, the underdeveloped ones, but they're playing a more watered down version of what they could be doing.
Right. I think and Mitch Holtis was saying this on the radio. One of the big things is that right now, I think they'll be fine eventually. But one of the big things is that when they're slant routes, the RPO slants. Been a lot of drops with that, and I noticed that too. And they just need to clean that up. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. I think Rasheed Rice has shown a lot of potential, so I think they'll be fine. I think it's overblown by a lot of the Kansas City media and the sports personalities in Kansas City. I think that I think a lot. Sometimes some people they would rather have a number one receiver than the Chiefs actually be 3-1 right now. They
Yeah.
would rather have the Chiefs be 1-3 and then have Justin Jefferson. It's ridiculous. So that's yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Chiefs get the big win. On to Minnesota. Oh, jeez.
Kirk Daddy.
Yeah, so nice. So nice. What a nice guy. Nice. Is there anybody that embodies Minnesota more than Kirk Cousins?
Odin, the Norse god.
What's that?
He's like one of those, the Norse god, Odin.
Oh, yeah. No, maybe.
This is the Vikings. I don't know. But I don't know too much about Minnesota, except sometimes they talk like this. Hey,
yeah, they're very nice. Very nice people. Oh, jeez. And then
they got the Twin Cities. They got the biggest mall in America or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. But
it is very cool.
It's cold up there.
Probably, but I think it'll be nice for a game day. I think I think it'll be nice. I think the Chiefs offense will have a bounce back game after. And you know what? We say bounce back game, but the Chiefs were going to put up 30 points on the Jets in New York. Yeah. And everybody said, "Oh, the offense is struggling, in trouble." It's guys, come on, let's not stressing out too much about that stuff. So, I think Mahomes will clean it up.
Yeah, every game's a bounce back game for the Chiefs because there's always stuff to work on.
Right. Yeah. So after the game, during the week, we you know who else? I know we said that Taylor Swift was at the game, but there was somebody else there at the game who made a special appearance by the name of Aaron Rodgers for the Jets.
Really?
And he was there. He met Patrick and had a good conversation with Patrick. And then he, was seen on the sideline talking with Travis Kelce. And that was interesting. And he was asked about that on Pat McAfee. And he said that, I'll keep that to myself, our conversations to myself. And then, but the Jets, I think we did a good job of stopping Mr. Pfizer. What? Not letting what? Mr. Fight. Okay, shots fired there. Now, regardless of what you think about the vaccine situation, Travis didn't go after Rodgers, did he? He didn't call. I don't know. Travis didn't start this, so why was A-Rod doing that? Yeah.
I think it's a New York thing. You want to cause your own trouble. You're a rough neighborhood. You're just like, hey, you come in our home. He stepped into our house. He disrespected us. I'm going to give him a little disrespect in and see what he's made of. And you know what he's made out of? Good Christian morals and family values.
I don't know about that, but yeah. I think that I
don't know the guy, but yeah, he took the high road on that one.
He did. Travis Kelce responded to that by saying, it's pretty good. Who knew I'd be in the vaccine war, Mr. Pfizer and versus Johnson & Johnson. Because Johnson & Johnson is actually... The guy is actually owned. They are the ones that are paying Aaron Rodgers and signing his checks. So it's just funny. It's funny. But man, vaccine wars in 2023. We are never going to stop this, are we?
No, but I predicted it back in 2021.
Good. I think
Team Moderna.
It's so predictable. Yeah, and then Aaron, we have the media going after Mahomes. It was I think the Chiefs are just ready, tired of hearing about their struggles when they're 3-1. You could see Reed was irritated. You could see Mahomes was irritated. I don't know. They're 3-1. You know what? It's like Nick Wright calls it. They're just kind of practicing right now.
Yeah, they are.
Anything else you want to add about the Chiefs that week? The Jets game?
Yeah, man. Just one more shout out to the defense because, I saw a lot of applause to this, and it's something that, we'll forget about one day. But, going into how Mahomes had to do the drive with 7 minutes left in the game, 7+, whatever. Before that, the defense made that play. Brian Cook, field tackle,
we didn't talk about that. Yeah,
Breece Hall.
Yeah, Iowa State's own Breece Hall
scored a touchdown. So
that was a great play by Brian Cook.
That was something.
Shout out to Brian Cook there, baby. Shout out, baby. Brian,
Okay.
the defense looked good. Spags is awesome. And I think that there are more hopes on the way because they have a Minahu coming back in the next few weeks here. So, man, it's gonna be fun to watch this defense play football for the rest
It's
of the
not
season.
even fair, man.
It's not gonna be fair. You know what? 16-1.
What?
What is it? Is it enough? What can they go? Yeah, 16-1. Chiefs are going 16-1. You eat it, all right. And then the Buffalo Bills obviously are the September champs. So let's shout out to once again the Buffalo Bills being the September champs, baby. Yes,
Right.
looking good in September. And then can we laugh at the Bengals?
Why not?
Have you seen I mean, listen, if we would have used the injury excuse with Mahomes last year, we would have never heard the end of it, right? But the Bengals are using that excuse with Burrow on a lesser injury.
Must be pretty bad.
It's bad. I had to they were showing that game last week. Bengals fans, you owe me 2 hours of my life. They were showing that game last week here in Kansas City in the market, and watching that, I was just like, this is the worst team in the league. And then watching what's his face? Old Mo Money, Mo Problems University. What is it? Orlando Brown Jr. Yes. Watching him play football, and it's just like, you're stealing money, dude. You're just terrible. Like, he just allowed 3 sacks. He allowed 3 sacks that game. So
He wasn't even trying.
No, yeah, well, you know, I think he was, and I think that's the problem. I don't mean to laugh at the Bengals, but ha.
Is Orlando Brown Jr. like their best lineman?
No.
Oh, man.
No, they thought they upgraded there, and I'm like, the Chiefs fans tried to tell you, no, you didn't upgrade there. It was terrible. Like, he was awful with us. The reason he didn't allow a bunch of sacks is because Mahomes had to run for his life a lot of times.
He was a lot more sneakier. But, yeah, that was a good one. Oh, one more thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Is why not? Yeah, because the Chiefs are going to be just fine. But the rest of the AFC West,
Okay.
not so much. You know, we had all those major trades made this week.
Oh,
and then
yes.
one that wasn't even a
point.
trade. Where
Good
the Broncos just let the guy walk. Bye.
Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
Good point. Yes, J.C. Jackson for the Chargers, out. Randy Gregory for the Broncos, out. And who else do we have for the Raiders? Didn't they cut somebody? Gosh, I wasn't prepared to talk about, but
It's okay. But, yeah, I know they all made moves this week. The Chiefs are content. As far as we know,
No,
they don't have
they
anything
all-
up their sleeve. I bet they make one more. They grab probably another defensive guy before the deadline this year, and then we set. That's our team.
the rest of, can we laugh at the AFC West?
Yeah, let's do
The
it.
rest of the AFC West like paid all that money to those 3 guys
Ah!
to think that they we got to beat Mahomes. We got to stop Mahomes. All right, they paid all that money. Mahomes, no, 14-3 won the Super Bowl, and the rest of those, they all none of them were with the team anymore. Hilarious.
Back to the drawing board.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, shout out to those GMs for the AFC West. Shout out to the coaching that Brandon Staley's a terrible coach for the Chargers. Herbert is clearly there for the money because that coaching he's going to ruin Herbert's career, so they need to get him out of there. And then old what's his stupid face in Las Vegas.
Mark Davis?
No, not Mark Davis. He's stupid. He's a stupid face. But the coach, Josh McDaniel. Yeah, he's
McNoodles?
Yeah. He's a bum. Mark Davis. Mark Davis yelling at fans was hilarious too. Did you see that?
No.
That video, he was yelling, like fans were like, "Hey, why don't you fire Josh McDaniels?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he just started talking back to the fans as they were yelling at him. It's like, man, that's dysfunction. And the Broncos, I don't know, their defense is not very good. Classic,
They
man.
got Frank Clark with Shark on there.
Well, he hasn't played yet, so he hasn't played that much. So,
Yeah.
of course, yeah, they got him. The thing is, though, the issue with the Broncos is that they got Frank Clark. Now, Frank Clark was really good for the Chiefs in the playoffs. I think the Broncos expected for him to be good in the playoffs as well for the Broncos. But the thing is, though, you gotta make the playoffs first. In order to do that, you got to perform in the regular season.
They're getting there.
No, they're not. The Broncos defense is awful.
Well, their offense is getting there.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, Russell's not looking too bad. So, but yeah, it's funny. I laugh at the AFC West. And I'll be laughing at the Bills fans too, coming in the next few months here when their inevitable 2 to 3 game streak of Allen having turnover. Like, it's just gonna be funny. So, Chiefs are in good shape. That's the point. The point is the Chiefs are in good shape. Don't let people online in the Chiefs media complain to you that there's issues going on. They're in good shape compared to the rest of the NFL. And they're using this, like you were saying, as an opportunity to try stuff, to call stuff out, to develop talent. So I think that will all be developed coming in December, January, and hopefully on to February.
That's right. Let's bring it on. Vikings, we're coming for you. Hey-oh, hey-oh. Get ready.
Yes. Ayo, ayo. Ayo, ayo. Vikings, we're coming for you, Captain Kirk.
Yeehaw. We're the Kansas City Chiefs down here.
At Geehaw Yeehaw Stadium.
Oop.
Oop. Oop.
All righty.
Right,
yeah, folks that are watching at home, thank you, YouTube. Let us know in the comments below.
Are you worried about your Chiefs receivers? Comment below. Also, how much have you laughed at the Bengals this year? Comment
or
below.
the AFC West.
Or the AFC West, yes.
Yes.
And
tell us your favorites.
If you have yes, and if you have a haircut like Mark Davis,
send us a picture of the bowl you use.
All right, deuces.